My parents definitely brought me up in a very heteronormative way. I didn't even know that being gay or being on like a sort of spectrum even existed. So when I was in sixth class, there was some news story, I don't know, of some gay couple that had gotten engaged or married or something, and it was for some reason like a relatively, big media deal at the time. And I heard about it and I was pretty confused by it. I mean, I was like, what, two guys, getting married, kissing? What? So, I told my parents about this and I asked, what do you think of this? And they said, oh, it's kind of a natural. And because I was a pretty impressionable child at the time, I simply thought, oh, okay, it's unnatural. But after then, I remember going to school and saying to kids in my class, guys, what do you think about this story? They would reply, oh, it's cool, it's fine, whatever, not a big deal. To which I always replied, actually, it's unnatural. But, people really kind of got on to me about this, gave out to me for it. So I was really confused and conflicted as to, what to believe and what to think of it based on, what my friends were saying, what my parents were saying. And anyway, time passed, and I guess it lost importance in my mind until, I think about like first year, SPHE, where they told you, gay people are a thing, it's cool. And I remember people responded, pretty fine with it, but there was still a little bit of kind of a small stigma around it, as if it was still like a low-key kind of taboo. I mean, this was still the days when it, like, calling someone gay was still used as a slur and it had negative connotations. So I knew at that point that being gay is okay, but at the same time, I still had a concern. I was like, oh, thank God I'm not gay. Thank God I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. Thank God I'm straight. But fast forward a few years to maybe, I don't know, I'm 14 and I'm on the bus home from school and I'm just sitting there doing my own thing and this woman just walks down the stairs and my first thought is like, wow, she's really hot. And then I'm like, oh no, that's not what I should be thinking. I was like, oh, am I gay? Do I like girls? I don't want to deal with that, really. I've seen other people who are gay, and I don't want to be bullied the same way they are. I just don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. So, a little bit tumultuous time. It was a little tumultuous at the time. But again, some more time passes, and I'm kind of becoming more comfortable with it personally, but not comfortable enough to let people know, and I'm developing crushes on girls in my class, straight girls, like loads of girls really, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely a thing. Still kind of want to keep it to myself. And I felt kind of weird about it for a while. Until I remember having a conversation with my best friend, and we were talking about sexuality, I think, and just something along the lines, and I very awkwardly confessed to her that I, thought I was bi. And I was really upset about it, but thankfully she was so supportive, and she just immediately gave me a huge hug. And as cheesy as it sounds, she said, everything's going to be okay, and she even confessed that she might be as well. So that was, a little validating that I wasn't the only one going through this, which was just really very nice. And over the years, I just began kind of surrounding myself with people who were like-minded and tolerant and open about it. Or even just, I guess, as we grew up, people became more tolerant and more mature about sexuality, and people's different sexualities. So now I'm at a stage where I'm really comfortable with my sexuality and myself, and it's kind of like at a stage where I'll yell at like people, no problem, because it's just something I'm, proud of and happy with. So it's a nice journey from the beginning to now.